Hi guys, it is Arsenal going to Madrid to play in the semi-final, first leg of the Champions League against Atletico Madrid. These fixtures come at a time where I'm just like, I do not need Champions League football anymore because the stresses we are going under in the Premier League are enough. But you know what? We have to embrace it. We have taken it for granted as Arsenal fans that we should be doing well in the Champions League. And for years we haven't, but we've got this opportunity and literally everything, all the stars are not aligning as they should. So I've done a prediction already where I've predicted Arsenal should just go in 0-0. But I feel honestly that we can do a lot better. Our problem is going to be, are the players up for it? I have to be honest as well, like I've been critical of a lot of people not supporting the team, but I understand where they're coming from because I just do not feel like where we are right now, the Arsenal players are showing us a lot to be hopeful about. I am looking forward to Wednesday evening. And I am hoping that we have got at least something to hold on to. Like at the end of the game against Newcastle, did you see how our players reacted? They looked like we had put them through the ringer. They just don't look up for it. The only person who looks up for it in that team is Eberiche Eze. Eberiche Eze is the only one who is relaxed, who seems to be absorbing the pressure really well, who seems to be embracing this opportunity. All those players who look like we had asked them to go and dig a dam somewhere, you know what I mean? Arsenal, please, you need to be more positive about this fixture. So lineup-wise, if we look, let's start with Atletico Madrid. Now, they've got Jan Oblak in goal as a possible starter, but I don't think he has been in goal for the last few games. I think he was injured. Let's see what their squad is like. Because they were using Musso for the last few games, and, Jan Oblak, obviously one of the best keepers in the world, if he plays, was not exactly in it. So they're back four. I mean, this is a team very different. Now, we call Atletico very defensive, but did you see what they did to Barcelona in the previous legs, home and away? They managed the game so much better. They have done so much better with getting, like a balance where they're super defensive, and defensive not in a negative way, but basically not being leaky, but also being able to transition and to score some goals in there. So a back four of Llorente, Pubil, Lenormand, and Ruggeri. Midfield of Simeone. I think this is Simeone's son. Koke, Cardoso, and Gonzalez, Soloth, and Griezmann. Now, somebody else played against Barcelona instead of Soloth. Soloth came on as a sub. Let me find the name. I think they've put Soloth in there only because he's probably, yeah. So Julian Alvarez will probably start against Arsenal. And also remember, Ademola Lookman did not start. I think the lineup they played, they basically rested their first team. So you've got Ademola Lookman. They are very dangerous, very functional. He has done so well at Atletico. Of course, Alvarez, Soloth is brilliant. Griezmann, of course, he's Nico Gonzalez as well. Other midfielders, let's see who else. Mendoza, very decent little player. So they do have a great team, really, on paper. And, like I can just imagine Atletico in the final, but at the end of the day, Arsenal, we also have got what it takes to do a job on Atletico Madrid. Earlier in the season, I think we beat them let me go head to head. We beat them in the group stages. We beat them 4-0 at the Emirates. And previously in the Europa stage, we played them 2018. They beat us 1-0 in the final. No, Europa League final stage. Well, it was home and away, so it was one of those, probably quarterfinal something. Draw and a win. But do we have what it takes? Do we have a midfield? Do we have a team that can sustain this. Because look at how we played against Newcastle. We are suffering with an injury crisis in that midfield. You know, our defense, I think, have survived pretty well, but our midfield, on the other hand, and our strikers who are not scoring. Now, the reason our strikers are not scoring is because no one is helping them score, let's be honest. And our wings are probably not as functional as they have been for some time. So let us have a quick look at the possible lineups for Arsenal. So, of course, we're going to have David Ryan go. If I even see a rumor that Kepa is going in goal, which I heard yesterday, I will be absolutely fuming because we cannot even, do that unless it's a complete emergency. Back four, Hincapié, Big Gabi, Saliba, Ben White has taken that spot. I wouldn't mind seeing Mosquera there, to me, to be fair. I mean, he'll be fighting against Griezmann. Either of them, they're not the best options for right back, considering the kind of opposition we've got. I wish Jurriën Timber was available. I'd feel safer and happier. But Ben White, for me, I think he's a more natural leader. He knows the team. He knows the club. Whereas Mosquera, who's absolutely sensational, by the way, very good. He's doing a great job considering that's not even his main position. He will not offer us any sort of like attacking outlets in this match. So Ben White definitely, as a start, is not a bad idea. But if you want stability, I reckon Mosquera would shut things down. But then we'd have like Hincapié and Mosquera, both similar profiles where they, you know what I mean? And then a midfield of Declan Rice, Zubimendi, and Odegaard. I love having Odegaard back. He is not the best, definitely. He likes a back pass. He can never, ever think of finding where Gyökeres is. But in the end, it's one of those games. I think Arteta does this deliberately. That's just his mindset. He's looking for 2-3 good opportunities in the match to score. He doesn't care what happens in 90 minutes as long as there's 2-3 good chances have been created, which has cost us. Like there was a game I was watching. Is it the last game, Real Madrid versus Bayern, both games? Those guys they're looking for 15 times to score, where Arsenal are like, oh, this is not perfect. Let's wait for perfection. And you know why they do that? Because they don't want to defend. Because they know if they lose that ball, then they have to scamper and go and recover and do all sorts of things. So they would like to get the ball. They like to get the ball and they like to keep it in areas where they're not exposed at the back. Probably why our defensive record is one of the best in Europe. We do not have anybody in midfield to actually retain it. So everybody, like a good somebody good in midfield to retain the ball. We don't have that kind of profile of player like a Rodri, who, by the way, the minute the ball comes in midfield, you don't even have to blink. It's going to get detained, whether it likes it or not. Declan Rice has really, for me, fatigue. I know the players are not complaining about fatigue too much, but I am complaining about it because I've seen it with Declan Rice. Thank goodness this guy can recover really well and he tries, but he is not the Declan Rice of last season or earlier this season. Zubimendi, for me, I have struggled in certain games. There are certain physical games in the Premier League especially where he is not suitable. But I reckon in Europe he should be just fine. He is definitely not the best forward passer of the ball. He gets it. He's a very careful back pass. I feel like he's still learning. I reckon he needs a complete camp again after the end of this season to get the best out of him. I think there's still some life in this guy, but right now, let's not lie. He is not the person we needed. We wanted. We need him, but he's not the person we wanted. But that's not his fault. I can't blame him. It's just that he's come to a club ready to go and he's like blinking, heck, you guys, why are you doing this like that? Martin Odegaard, like I've said already, love this guy. Now, let's start on the left wing. For me, start Gabriel Martinelli, but I know Gabriel Martinelli pulled up with a hamstring, so he probably is not available. Put Eze there. If you don't put Eze, better be fit, because you remember last time he was like, oh, I'm all right, and he ended up being out for 6 weeks with an injury. He limped off against Newcastle. So I am hoping that this time, I'm hoping that this time his comments that he's okay are true, because we want him playing in this team, come hell or high water. Sky shouldn't be available because he was stretchered off early in the first half. We do have Leandro Trossard anyway as a backup. Leandro Trossard's best form was earlier in the season. He's not back yet, is he? Let's be honest. On the right, Noni Madueke or Bukayo Saka. I really loved having Bukayo Saka play for us against Newcastle. You know me, I'm a huge fan of Noni Madueke. Because I like his direct approach. You know, he is the only player I know, and you guys complain about everything. He is the only player in that team, in that Arsenal team, who takes chances. They don't come off, but he'll get the ball, he'll cross it in, there's no one there. He'll try and pass it, he'll try and take a shot, he'll try and do something. He's not going to pass it. He's going to look for a shot before he looks for a sideways pass or a back pass. That's why I like this guy. But we've got Saka hopefully back. If he's back fit, he should start. And then bring Noni on to mess things up against hard legs so that he can be overlapping, this Ruggeri guy and Gonzalez on the Athletic side. Up front, we have got the main man himself, Victor Gyökeres, who is having not a nightmare, because to be honest, the stats do not reflect a nightmare, but he is not getting the chances he requires to do the job that he was brought in to do. This is the guy who scored the most amazing number of goals last season for Sporting. We've brought him here, but if you just look at our midfield, if you look at these guys in our midfield, these guys, this one there, he should be the one dropping in, getting the ball, and pushing it there. He doesn't do that. We see that. He doesn't do that. So, and then both of these two, Martin, these two, forget it. They will not give the ball to Gyökeres. It's like they can't see him. He's invisible to them. They don't like the positioning. I don't know what they don't like. But if they could thread that ball in through to him, we'd be cooking. I am hoping something unlocks over this, on Wednesday. So Saka instead of Noni to start. Leandro Trossard definitely. It will have to be. What's his name? Eze instead of Trossard for me, if we're going to have that midfield. And then Victor Gyökeres up front because Kai Havertz is injured. We all know that Arteta prefers Kai Havertz. But yeah, it is a huge shame. I wish Calafiori was back as well for that right-hand side. I love Hincapié, of course, but when we have Calafiori, the added threat is just, you don't have to explain it, do you? But we are safer with Hincapié. The back two, Big Gabby and William Saliba, are basically, you can't even say anything else. They're amazing. So this is how we should be lining up. How do I think it's going to go? I am hoping for a 0-0 draw. I've predicted 0-0, but I don't think it's going to be 0-0. I'm hoping Arsenal come back with at least a 2-0 lead, because we can come back next week and we can chill out, defend, do what we want. It's really, really stupid to go to Atletico and defend there completely. So we need to do what we do, control the ball. We need to control the tempo. We need to control as much of that as we need to basically control the outcome. Don't do anything stupid. Do what we did against Newcastle. Frustrate everybody. Score a screamer or two. Come home and more of it. Because if we come home with a 0-0 draw, the tension, the Arsenal fans at the Emirates are just tense, irritable, and to be honest, we should avoid them as much as possible. Those guys, please, guys, give your tickets away if you do not have the nerve to support the team through this time. We are right at the end. We need to be absolutely, we just need to have a fortress mentality. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter who you feel is going to laugh at you. You should just be thinking about how the team is going to win it, Short corners, by the way, as you've seen, don't be dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. Short corners work. If you do them, execute them properly as they were done when you've got a player like Eze in there. Otherwise, I feel like it's a lot trickier than I thought it was going to be going through Atletico. I'm not as confident. In terms of the Bayern Munich, PSG versus Bayern Munich match, that will happen a lot earlier. You'll probably be seeing this video sometime just before the match, probably tomorrow before our game, so the match would have happened. I feel like PSG right now are the team to beat. I just don't think Bayern Munich as balanced. I think they are more fluid. Their attack is absolutely sensational, but they concede way too many goals. And we know how amazing PSG are. Hakimi, hey, oh, geez. Hakimi and Cole Mendes, their fullback positions, guys, those ones are locked in. That's it. Those guys will not, they are dangerous, dangerous pair. Up front, that's Carvajal, is Due, Dembele. What's there not to like? So we'll see how that goes by, football. If we knew the outcome of football games, yeah, we probably wouldn't be. We just wouldn't turn the telly on, isn't it? But yeah, that's it. So that is my little review. I am going for an Arsenal draw. I am hoping for an Arsenal win, going for a draw because I'm fed up of, not fed up, because the season has been perfect so far with stress, but I am stressed at life. So yeah, if Arsenal get a draw, I'll be happy with it. But yeah, we want to win. I don't know. Tell me, guys, what do you think? I wish I could be more committed, but I am not. I will be talking to you very soon. Bye bye.